Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of iRacing racing. This time in the F3s around Phillip Island. Sorry for the break. I've been working on an overlay that should be coming in the next video and doing some other stuff. So qualified 4th for this race, but I was actually only half a tenth of the pole position time, so everyone in front very close on that time. Forced off the track in turn 1 in the exit. Fortunately, just come back and rejoin the track safely. Not got too much overspeed. Only lost a few places, pulling out in front of this yellow car. Coming down the hill into 3 for the first time. Seeing if there's any opportunities. The car behind's looking for a move and defend that one across. Down into the Apex 2x2, should be able to get a good run on exit to keep the position and do. Two cars in the front side by side, coming into 4. Going for it. Oh, jeez. It's fun there, that was almost an incident, but just managed to work around the outside. The red car behind, getting a good run. Just taking to the outside. This corner's really difficult to take, even side by side, well, especially side by side. Running wide on the exit, coming into the downhill hairpin. Making another little look to the inside, but nothing coming there. Got to make sure I stay in the toe coming out of this corner. Car in front, massive slide on exit, it was really tricky. Just fast forwarding now. Just pulling away from the cars behind, sticking back onto the back of this guy for now. Waiting to see if there's an opportunity to make a move. Again, coming out of this penultimate corner. Such a long straight here at Phillip Island that the toe is incredibly powerful. As long as you're in it, you've got a shot into turn 1 and then turn 2. Pretty close this time. Filling out to the inside of one. There we go. Just cruising past. There's not much you can do to defend that. The leaders aren't pulling away too much at this point. If they start battling, we should be able to catch them up. The car behind going to look for a move into 3. Looks a bit far back for now. Running down the hill. It's an interesting track layout with very long straights and a few hairpins and high-speed corners. It's quite difficult to follow in places, but then the slipstream means it's very easy to overtake as well. Two cars in front, side by side, coming into 4, losing time. Just fast forwarding here. Closing in slightly on the group in front, getting it down to about under a second. Second place, but they're single filing out now. Seemed like they were faster than me when they were just taking it easy, but as soon as they started battling, then I could close back down. Pulling away a little bit from the car behind, not hugely so. And now the gap to cars in front, much too large. And the car behind closing in. Can't look for a move into 2, but is he going to look for a move down the hill into 3? At this point, if he does go for a move, I'm not going to defend it. Only halfway through the race. Lots of time left to go to make the move back again. Makes a move down the inside, get on the brakes a bit early, just let him have it. He outbrakes himself a little bit. Probably an opportunity on a cutback. I was looking for it, but no need at this point. Just settling in behind. Got to watch out up this hill and into the hairpins for the dirty air sliding off, but keep it on track this time. And then in the toe down the front straight, let's see. Can I overtake once again? I'm going to look into 1, no, just lifting out. As much as you can go side by side through turn 1, it's not really worth it. Especially when you can just stick behind through 2. Gets a pretty poor run out of 2, so taking it to the left. I'm not sure if this kink is counted as a corner on the track now, but I'm counting the hairpin as 3, and he just lets me have it. It's the same thing as me. Doesn't think it's worth fighting it yet. Most laps I'm going to be fast forwarding through this middle sector, because it's quite processional through there. Again, coming down into turn 1. He's going to make a move, yes. Just lifting off, let him have it. Sticking behind. See if I can get a good run through 2. make a move into 3. Let's see, he made a mistake last time through here, but this time he's much better. No, not going to be an opportunity this time. Just going to sit behind, wait for the chances to come. These few laps where you're in a 2-car battle, we know that it's pretty much just going to be us two to the end of the race, so we've got to try and figure out how I'm going to win it on the fast final couple laps. Or maybe try and get a gap to get out of the slipstream. This is definitely the closest I've been coming into the final corner. Pulling out to the left almost as soon as we got to the front straight. This front straight is so long that if you're smart about it, you can get overtaken and then re-overtaken before turn 2. The gap to the leaders is extending all the time now. Over 3 seconds now to the lead. Unlikely we're going to be able to catch that. Again, he makes a little bit of a mistake through turn 2, losing some time. Probably my best opportunity to get out of the slipstream, but couldn't pull it off this time. Is he going to look? He does make a look. Again, just let him have it. Could have taken it side by side there, but on the outside, good chance of getting pushed off into the grass like I did in the first lap. Again, he looks wide through turn 2. Gets him a 4 run on the exit. Probably going to have a chance into 3. Take it to the right this time. To the inside. Still there on the outside, but cleared him by the apex. You see, he's starting to defend slightly more, but still, not a stout defense. And even if it was, very easy to overtake around here. Again, onto the front straight. Pretty much being alternating positions every lap for the last few laps here. Doesn't make a move into turn 1, does it? Got into 2. No. Too far back. He's going to be looking for a good run out of here. Get it? I run quite nicely. I knew I had to push that time. Got a little bit of grass on exit, but didn't slow me down at all. Looking to the inside. Is he going to make it work? I'm sticking there on the outside for now. Through to the exit. We're still side by side. Down into 4. Cleared him again, so didn't alternate positions this lap, stayed in front. See if he can do anything through the middle sector. So we're ready to go here. Makes a half look to the inside, but nothing coming. Just cover it off. Down into the hairpin. It's all about this exit. This is what I've got to be focusing on. See there, big slide. That's not what I want. Then through the penultimate corner. Not as much as the slide as I've had on other laps. But he's very close here. Going onto the front straight. Well, I think he didn't want to make the move through the corner, so he just lifted off. But then, again, here he comes. To my inside into turn 1. This time. Only a few laps to go now, so I'm trying to figure out more and more how to defend, what position I want to be in to make sure I can get ahead on that final lap. Looked around the outside of 2 this time, but that's a very difficult move to make. It's so much understeer off camber corner. Long and sweeping. Now, which side is he going to go? Take the outside into 3. Is he still there on the outside? He's still just about, but cleared him. Doesn't look to the inside in 4. No opportunity this time through the middle sector, but again, very close coming onto the straight. There was a few laps where I was actually lifting going through the penultimate and final corners to make sure it was as close as possible, because it's much harder to develop a run if you're right up behind the car. He's 3 or 4 tenths back, you can get a massive slingshot pass, whereas if he's right on my bumper, there's less of that opportunity. As you can see there, he was so close coming onto the straight that he could only pull alongside and not in front. And with the inside of turn 1, I could keep it there. Okay, here we come, onto the final lap. he's got a much better gap for the slipstream this time. A few tenths if he can pull up and overtake this time. Coming onto the final lap. Just trying to break this toe a little bit, put him off his stride. Side by side into turn one, no one's lifting out this time, but the inside line prevails. Is he going to send it into two? He looks for it, but it doesn't work out for him. That gave him a lot of understeer. Meant it's opened up the gap a little bit. Now down into three. As that gap's opened up, there's not really going to be an opportunity down here. Does he look for anything? Not really. He knows he's got to wait. It's long enough run to the line that if you get a good exit out of the final corner, you can slipstream bomb before the start-finish line. Get a little bit of oversteer into four. Now, this is very close this time going through the middle sector. Surely he's going to look for a move. Yeah, round the outside of the sweeper. Not going to happen. Lifts out of it. Now, one more braking zone to go. Let's see what happens here. Get on the brakes. Wow. Huge send from him. Slides down the inside. We're side by side going into the penultimate corner. And I don't really understand that move. Because it just means that he's not going to be able to get a good exit here. Get a good run onto the front straight to get it final time. Let's see what happens. Move across to the left to try and break the toe. Yep, nothing coming for him. And that's third place. That's a good race. Enjoyable one. You can see that's the gap at the line. Pretty close. I've had closer. But I felt pretty comfortable going onto that final lap, especially with that move into the final hairpin.